on the shame that the world gave to me. For 25 years, making fun of my weight.
Okay, y'all, stop what you're doing because this is the tea you did not see coming. Oprah Winfrey at Paris Fashion Week. Yes, Auntie Oprah was caught on camera walking in a way that had everyone talking. Stunning outfit? Check. Gorgeous hair? Check. But that walk, it looked like a struggle. And people are seriously questioning, what's going on with her weight loss? Is it just Ozempic finally catching up? Or is there something more intense happening behind the scenes? Now here's where it gets juicy. Wendy Williams, yes, the queen of shade herself, would have loved to have her say about this moment. I mean, Wendy has never been afraid to speak her mind about Oprah, and let's be real, she's one of the only celebrities brave enough to do it. Fans are saying Wendy has allegedly been spilling tea behind the scenes about Oprah's extreme weight loss, and honestly, we can imagine what she might be saying. This all started when Oprah was spotted walking awkwardly, her jeans a little too big, her steps hesitant, her smile perfect, but her body telling a different story. Even Gayle King seemed to be struggling behind her. And this isn't the first time Oprah's health and weight loss journey has been under a microscope. From leaving Weight Watchers to taking medical injections, she's faced decades of public scrutiny, shame, and pressure. So the question on everyone's lips is, has Oprah taken it too far? Or is she just owning her health journey? And where does Wendy fit into all this? Stick around, because we're diving deep into the wild, shocking, and emotional world of Oprah, Wendy Williams, and the drama that has the internet buzzing. Alright, y'all, so after that shocking moment at Paris Fashion Week, let's break down what we saw and what people are allegedly saying behind the scenes. Oprah looked incredible, no doubt. Her outfit was flawless, hair on point, smile polished. But that walk? Yeah, it had people talking. Her steps were cautious, almost hesitant, and you could tell she was pushing through discomfort just to maintain that iconic Oprah aura. And it wasn't just her. Gayle King, who was walking behind her, seemed to be moving cautiously as well. The entire scene sparked a whirlwind of speculation online. Now, if you remember, Oprah has been very public about her weight journey for decades. We're talking magazine covers, TV appearances, and entire seasons dedicated to health, wellness, and body positivity. But this moment at Paris sparked fresh conversations about something more specific: injections. Yep, Ozempic, arguably the most talked about weight loss medication in the last few years, has become a central piece of this discussion. Fans noticed her appearance and started questioning whether the effects of these injections are finally catching up with her, and the discussion online blew up almost instantly. Here's where Wendy Williams enters the picture, or at least allegedly behind the scenes. Wendy has never been shy about calling things as she sees them, especially when it comes to Oprah. Remember, Wendy has a history of openly commenting on Oprah's decisions, from career moves to personal choices. And while she hasn't gone public about this exact Paris Fashion Week moment, insiders suggest she's been spilling tea privately, questioning whether Oprah may have taken the weight loss journey a little too far. Let's rewind a bit. This isn't the first time Oprah's health and weight have been under the microscope. Back when she was involved with Weight Watchers, Wendy didn't hold back. She often pointed out how bizarre it was that Oprah, this global icon, was endorsing a diet program. The public, and especially media insiders, often debated whether Oprah's involvement made sense or whether it was just another way to stay relevant in the wellness space. Eventually, Oprah stepped away from the board after discovering Ozempic. She even donated her substantial stake in the company to the National Museum of African American History and Culture. But even after leaving, the conversation around her weight and public perception continued. And let's be honest, Oprah's journey with weight has never been just about her. She's had decades of public scrutiny. For over 25 years, she dealt with shame, ridicule, and constant commentary on her size. In interviews, she's openly shared how much that affected her emotionally. And after consulting her doctor and beginning a regimen that included prescription medications, she has openly discussed how it has transformed her journey, emphasizing the science behind her choices. She's even said that these medications help her manage weight without yo-yoing, a phrase many of us can relate to. But here's the twist: not everyone has been supportive. While Oprah advocates for these medications, she's faced backlash. People argue that she should also educate the public about the potential side effects. Because, let's face it, there have been serious reports of complications and even deaths from similar treatments. In fact, Oprah herself has admitted to experiencing health issues while using these injections. At one point, she went back on Ozempic due to weight regain, but after 2 months, she suffered pancreatitis, a serious complication, and had to stop. The public attention around this made the conversation even more intense. Fast forward to Paris Fashion Week. Viewers were quick to speculate. Could this be an aftermath of the injections? Was she pushing her body too far? And this is where Wendy Williams' alleged commentary becomes relevant. While we don't have public statements, sources suggest Wendy has voiced concerns about the extremes of Oprah's weight loss journey. Wendy, known for her fearless opinions, reportedly questioned whether Oprah may have crossed a line with her recent use of Ozempic and other medications. Now, let's not forget the dynamics between these two media icons. Oprah famously passed the baton of daytime talk to Sherri Shepherd rather than Wendy Williams, even though Wendy had dominated the daytime talk landscape for years with viral moments and a devoted fan base. Many speculated that Oprah's decision was personal, and Wendy's history of fearless commentary only fueled that narrative. Over the years, Wendy has openly critiqued Oprah, from her career moves to interviews with controversial figures, proving that she isn't afraid to voice her perspective, sometimes when no one else dares. Meanwhile, Oprah has consistently been under public scrutiny, not only for her weight, but also for her associations. From Harvey Weinstein to Diddy, Bill Cosby, and John of God, Oprah has been linked to several controversial figures, which often sparks discussion about her judgment and the circles she moves in. Insider accounts even hint at leaked communications suggesting that Oprah has played a protective role in certain high-profile situations, which only adds to the intrigue. And while this isn't new, the recent Paris Fashion Week video has reignited these debates. So what are the stakes here? Well, this isn't just about appearance. It's about health, public perception, and the pressures that come with being a global icon. Oprah's decision to be open about her medication and weight loss journey is groundbreaking in some ways, but it also invites scrutiny. And when someone like Wendy Williams, who has a reputation for calling things out, allegedly comments behind the scenes, it only adds fuel to the fire. Now, let's break down the science a bit. Ozempic, the medication in question, is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. Essentially, it helps regulate appetite and glucose levels. For some, it can be transformative. For others, it carries serious risks. Oprah's use has been monitored by her doctor, but the public sees the visual results without context, which often leads to assumptions. And here's the kicker. The dramatic change in appearance, especially when caught on video, can spark intense discussion about whether someone has overdone it or whether this is just the natural effect of medication.
To make matters even more dramatic, reports surfaced that Oprah missed a scheduled appearance on CBS Mornings with Gayle King due to illness, which some speculated was linked to her weight loss regimen. A spokesperson stated it was due to a stomach virus, but naturally, the internet was not buying it. And now, after Paris Fashion Week, speculation has reached a fever pitch. The conversation about health, injections, and public image is back, hotter than ever. And y'all know this is exactly the kind of story that would make Wendy Williams freak out on her show. Even though her show is no longer airing, insiders say she's been discussing this privately, sharing her unfiltered thoughts about Oprah's recent choices and the impact it could have on her public image. Wendy has never been shy about questioning Oprah's decisions, whether it's career moves, personal choices, or controversial associations. So, the idea that she's weighing in even behind the scenes makes this story even more compelling. But here's the million-dollar question. Has Oprah taken it too far with her weight loss journey, or is she simply managing her health in a way that works for her? Fans are divided. Some argue that she looks amazing, that her transparency is empowering, and that people need to mind their business. Others worry about the potential risks, both physically and publicly, and think the extremes could be harmful. And this is exactly where Wendy Williams' hypothetical commentary adds spice. She wouldn't hold back if she thought there was a real issue. So, while we wait for any official statements or Wendy to come out swinging publicly, let's break down what we know. Oprah has been open about her decades-long struggle with weight and shame. She left Weight Watchers after discovering Ozempic, donating her shares to charity. She's experienced both successes and serious health complications with these medications. And she continues to maintain an intense public image that inspires, but also invites scrutiny. Add Wendy Williams allegedly chiming in, and you've got a story dripping with drama, celebrity tension, and real questions about health and ethics in the spotlight. And for those of you watching, we want to know your thoughts. Do you think Oprah's weight loss journey is inspiring or extreme? Should celebrities like Oprah be completely transparent about medications like Ozempic? And how much do you think Wendy Williams would have said if she were on her show right now? Drop your opinions in the comments, because this conversation is far from over. Alright, fam, so picking up right after Paris Fashion Week, the story only gets juicier. People are not just talking about Oprah's look, they're obsessing over it. And allegedly, Wendy Williams has been sitting back behind the scenes, spilling some serious tea. I mean, let's be real, Wendy is never shy about speaking her mind, especially when it comes to Oprah. Over the years, she's been one of the few celebrities bold enough to critique Oprah, whether it's about her career choices, interviews, or personal life. And insiders are saying she's had a lot to say about what she's calling Oprah's severe weight loss addiction. So, let's rewind a bit for context. Remember when Oprah was spotted missing that CBS Mornings segment with Gayle King? She was reportedly sick, dealing with a stomach virus, and had to receive N4 due to dehydration. Now, social media exploded with speculation that this could be related to Ozempic, the very injections that have dominated headlines for months. Fans were split. Some defended her, saying she's a human being who can get sick, while others couldn't help but connect the dots to her weight loss medications. And that's exactly the kind of scenario where Wendy allegedly had a field day behind the scenes. Now, here's where the alleged tea gets spicy. Sources claim Wendy is pointing out that Oprah has gone to extremes with Ozempic and other weight loss methods. The Paris Fashion Week video is said to have been the tipping point. People online noticed her cautious walk, oversized jeans, and slightly strained movements. And Wendy, known for her brutally honest commentary, allegedly thinks that this isn't just a cosmetic issue, it could be affecting her health. Imagine Wendy, in classic fashion, shaking her head and saying, "Girl, you don't need to push it this far." Of course, this isn't the first time Oprah's weight journey has been in the public eye. For decades, her body has been scrutinized on magazine covers, talk shows, and even during awards appearances. She's openly discussed the shame and ridicule she faced, often saying that making fun of her weight was national for 25 years. And while she has now embraced medications like Ozempic as tools to manage weight, the backlash hasn't stopped. Critics argue that she should fully educate the public about the potential risks, because not everyone reacts the same way, and there have been serious complications reported by users. But here's the thing, Oprah has always balanced transparency with advocacy. In interviews, she emphasized that people have choices. Some feel healthier in a bigger body, some prefer diet and exercise, and some benefit from medications. She repeatedly says, "Bless you," to everyone, acknowledging that weight management isn't one size fits all. Yet, the intensity of public scrutiny hasn't let up. And now, with the Paris Fashion Week footage, people are questioning whether she's using these medications responsibly or if she's taken it too far. And let's not forget the dynamic between Oprah and Wendy. Historically, there's been tension. Oprah famously passed the baton of daytime talk to Sherri Shepherd, not Wendy Williams, even though Wendy dominated daytime TV for years. This fueled speculation that Oprah may not have been a fan of Wendy personally, despite Wendy's credentials as the queen of viral talk moments and her loyal audience base. And here's the kicker, Wendy has never been shy about calling Oprah out, from her celebrity associations to interviews with controversial figures like Bill Cosby. So, you better believe she's weighing in on the weight loss situation, at least privately. Now, diving deeper into Oprah's health journey, after leaving the Weight Watchers board, Oprah donated her shares to the National Museum of African American History and Culture. She also returned to TV to discuss her personal struggles with weight and the rise of prescription weight loss medications. On Jimmy Kimmel Live, she emphasized that leaving Weight Watchers allowed her to speak freely without a conflict of interest, particularly about medications like Ozempic. And she's made it clear that her approach combines both medical guidance and personal choice. She consults her doctor, incorporates exercise like hiking and resistance training, and uses the medication as a tool to prevent yo-yoing. But, of course, not everyone is convinced. When she spoke about injections on her show, some viewers argued that she should also educate about potential side effects. There are stories of people suffering serious complications, like pancreatitis or even death, after using similar medications. And Oprah has been transparent about this herself. She admitted to returning to Ozempic after weight regain, but after 2 months, she experienced pancreatitis again. That episode reinforced concerns about the potential risks of these medications. Meanwhile, Wendy allegedly has her own opinion on this entire saga. Sources claim she's been discussing how Oprah's choices, though medically supervised, might have crossed a line. The Paris Fashion Week footage, with Oprah's cautious movements and slightly oversized clothing, seems to have confirmed Wendy's suspicions. Insider whispers suggest Wendy's shaking her head, thinking, this isn't healthy anymore, and people need to see it for what it is. Wendy is known for her no-nonsense approach and for speaking her mind, so it's no surprise she'd take a critical stance here. And let's be real, weight loss, especially at this level, is a sensitive topic. Oprah has been a global icon for decades, and the pressure to maintain a certain image is immense. Add to that the public's obsession with her body and the scrutiny of her health choices, and it's a recipe for controversy. Wendy allegedly sees this as a teachable moment, or at least a moment that deserves critique. Now, here's where things get even juicier. Beyond just Ozempic and appearances, Wendy allegedly points out Oprah's close associations with controversial figures. From Harvey Weinstein and Diddy to Bill Cosby and John of God, Oprah has been linked to some of the most talked-about personalities of our time. Some sources even claim that Oprah appeared in the Epstein documents via an alleged email from Deepak Chopra, discussing whether certain people should be brought in. Wendy reportedly sees this as part of a pattern, an indication that Oprah sometimes surrounds herself with questionable influences while maintaining her public image. And the plot thickens. Even though Oprah has addressed her weight publicly and advocated for personal choice in managing it, the public continues to speculate. Fans are debating whether her weight loss journey is inspiring or extreme. Critics argue she's using her platform to promote medications without fully explaining the risks. And insiders suggest Wendy sees all of this as a cautionary tale, especially when it comes to celebrities in positions of influence. So, what does this mean for the narrative? Well, Wendy's alleged perspective adds a layer of tension to an already dramatic story. She's not just critiquing a celebrity's appearance, she's questioning the balance between health, public image, and personal responsibility. And with Oprah being as iconic as she is, any commentary, especially from someone like Wendy Williams, adds weight to the discussion. In addition, there's the issue of public perception versus private reality. Oprah may look amazing on the outside, but the Paris Fashion Week video revealed something more nuanced, a combination of effort, strain, and possibly the effects of long-term medication use. Fans notice these details, and Wendy allegedly notices them even more. Her perspective reportedly emphasizes that celebrities, no matter how powerful, are still human and still vulnerable to overextending themselves. And here's a fun twist. Wendy has also been known to highlight hypocrisy in celebrity culture. While Oprah advocates for transparency, she's been criticized for being selective in what she shares about her medications and their potential side effects. Wendy allegedly sees this as part of a larger pattern in which celebrities curate their narratives while leaving out inconvenient truths, a narrative she's never been afraid to call out. So, where does this leave us? Fans and insiders alike are watching closely. Some are celebrating Oprah's transformation and openness. Others are concerned about her health and the message it sends to the public. And Wendy, allegedly, is watching it all unfold behind the scenes, ready to comment on every twist and turn. She's reportedly questioning whether this journey is sustainable and whether the public is seeing the full picture, or just the highlight reel. Now, as we move forward, one thing is clear. this story isn't going away anytime soon. With Paris Fashion Week footage circulating, ongoing discussions about Ozempic and other medications, and Wendy Williams allegedly chiming in behind the scenes, the conversation is only getting hotter. Social media is buzzing, celebrity news outlets are covering every angle, and the public is divided. The tension between private health choices, public perception, and celebrity critique has never been more apparent. Finally, let's circle back to the central question: has Oprah taken it too far? Or is she managing her health responsibly, and the public simply needs to mind their business? Wendy Williams, true to form, allegedly has her opinion, and insiders say she's not sugarcoating it. While we don't have public statements yet, the suggestion is clear. Wendy is questioning whether the extremes of Oprah's weight loss journey are safe, responsible, or even necessary. This is a story about power, perception, and the pressure of celebrity life. Oprah's health choices, her public image, and the scrutiny she faces are all intertwined. And with Wendy Williams allegedly weighing in behind the scenes, it's safe to say this isn't just a casual conversation, it's a full-blown cultural moment. So, viewers, we want to know what you think. Is Oprah inspiring with her weight loss journey, or has she gone too far? Should celebrities like Oprah be fully transparent about medications like Ozempic, including the potential risks? And how much do you think Wendy Williams would publicly comment if she had the chance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this discussion is far from over, and trust me, the tea is just getting hotter. Alright, fam, so here we are at the final chapter of this Oprah Wendy saga. By now, the tea has spilled. Paris Fashion Week footage, Ozempic debates, Wendy's alleged behind-the-scenes commentary, and public speculation. But what does all of this really mean? Let's break it down and see why people are calling this a turning point in the celebrity weight loss conversation. First off, let's talk about the Paris Fashion Week video one more time. Oprah's walk, the slightly loose jeans, the careful smile, it all sparked major conversation online. Some fans praised her, saying she looked gorgeous and confident, while others expressed concern that she might be overdoing the injections. And here's where Wendy allegedly comes in. Insiders claim she sees this as an extreme example of how far celebrity influence can push people. Wendy is known for being blunt, and sources say she thinks Oprah may be prioritizing appearance over health at times, even if unintentionally. Now, rewind to Oprah's history with weight loss and public scrutiny. For decades, she's faced relentless attention about her size, from magazine covers to talk show commentary. She's been honest about the shame and ridicule she endured, often saying that jokes about her weight were national for 25 years. This context is important because it shows how much pressure she's been under, not just from herself, but from a global audience. And when Ozempic and similar medications entered the picture, they added both a solution and a new source of scrutiny. Remember, Oprah has defended her choices, emphasizing that everyone's weight journey is personal. She's advocated for diet, exercise, and medications as tools, acknowledging that what works for one person might not work for another. She's also transparent about the risks, sharing that she experienced complications like pancreatitis after returning to Ozempic following weight regain. Despite this, the public conversation continues, fueled by viral videos and celebrity commentary. Here's where it gets really juicy. Wendy Williams allegedly has a strong opinion on all of this. Sources say she believes that Oprah's weight loss methods might be borderline excessive and that the public needs to see the full picture, not just the glamorized highlight reel. Wendy has never shied away from critiquing Oprah before, whether it was about career decisions, controversial interviews, or personal habits. And insiders claim that behind closed doors, she's calling out what she sees as a dangerous mix of fame, pressure, and medication use. Adding another layer, let's not forget Oprah's associations with other public figures over the years. From Harvey Weinstein and Diddy to Bill Cosby and John of God, Oprah has occasionally faced criticism for her proximity to controversial personalities. Some insiders say Wendy allegedly points to this as part of a pattern, Oprah being surrounded by high-profile individuals while navigating extreme public scrutiny. This context makes Wendy's commentary all the More pointed, it's not just about weight. It's about influence, responsibility, and accountability. And here's a key point: public perception versus private reality. Oprah may look radiant on camera, but the Paris footage suggested she was moving carefully, perhaps due to strain or the effects of medication. Wendy allegedly sees this as a warning, an example of how even global icons can push themselves too far. It's a reminder that celebrity life, no matter how glamorous, comes with hidden challenges, pressures, and sacrifices that the public rarely sees. Now, let's break down why the story resonates so strongly. First, it's about celebrity influence. Millions of people watch Oprah and look up to her. Her choices, whether about weight loss, fashion, or health, impact public behavior. Second, it's about transparency. Critics argue that celebrities should fully inform audiences about potential risks, especially with medications that can have serious side effects. And third, it's about accountability. Wendy allegedly represents the voice questioning whether fame and influence sometimes overshadow personal well-being. And the conversation doesn't end there. Fans are now debating whether Oprah has taken it too far or is simply managing her health responsibly. Some argue she's an inspiration, showing that weight management is complex and personal. Others worry that extreme use of medications like Ozempic, even under medical supervision, could be harmful. Wendy's alleged commentary adds fuel to the fire, emphasizing that public figures have a responsibility to balance personal choices with transparency and caution. Here's an interesting twist. Insiders suggest that Wendy sees the Paris Fashion Week video as a potential wake-up call for both Oprah and the public. While the glamorous appearance makes headlines, the subtle signs of strain, careful walking, oversized clothing, and effortful smiles might indicate the real toll of long-term weight loss medications. Wendy allegedly believes this is a teachable moment, one that highlights the pressure of celebrity life, the scrutiny of public health decisions, and the reality behind social media glamour. And let's not forget the social media storm. Clips of Oprah went viral within hours, and fans quickly dissected every detail. Some praised her confidence and style, while others questioned whether the medication was impacting her mobility. Wendy's alleged commentary reportedly adds a professional perspective to this chaos, an insider voice reminding people that extreme measures, even when medically guided, can have consequences. Now, stepping back, we see a broader cultural discussion emerging. Oprah represents decades of influence, media power, and cultural relevance. Her weight journey intersects with public health, celebrity scrutiny, and media narratives. Wendy, on the other hand, represents a bold, unfiltered voice willing to question even the most revered figures. Together, their stories highlight the tension between personal choice, public influence, and the scrutiny that comes with fame. So, what's the takeaway? First, health is personal, but transparency matters, especially for those in positions of influence. Second, even icons like Oprah face pressures and risks that aren't always visible. And third, voices like Wendy's, whether public or behind the scenes, play a crucial role in questioning extremes and holding celebrities accountable. As we wrap this up, here's the question for you, fam. Has Oprah taken her weight loss journey too far, or is she responsibly managing her health? Should celebrities like Oprah be fully transparent about the risks of medications like Ozempic, or is it enough that they consult with doctors privately? And finally, how much weight, pun intended, do you think Wendy Williams' alleged behind-the-scenes opinions carry in shaping public discourse? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this story isn't just about one celebrity. It's about influence, responsibility, and the fine line between inspiration and extremes. And if you thought this was wild, remember, the world of celebrity health and public scrutiny is always evolving, and we'll be here breaking down every juicy detail as it unfolds. So keep your notifications on, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for the next tea-filled update. Because when it comes to Oprah, Wendy, and the world of celebrity wellness, there's always more than meets the eye.